Back here on First Take from Richmond, Virginia, dinner on this man. He made his name with the Carolina Panthers, got paid by the Redskins, the highest paid corner in the NFL. Josh Norman, thank you for being with us again.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
Congratulations on this deal, $50 million guaranteed. You heard me say highest paid corner in the NFL. What does that mean?
You got to keep going for more. Got to keep striving to be the best you can be, and that is just one of the stepping stones that God blessed me with to be able to accomplish. But I'm looking for more. I'm looking for more to do. That's just one of the things that obviously He blessed me with. But I don't look at it as I have that because I don't feel like I still do because I work out here like I don't. So
we know you paid. You should be very, very happy about that. But we also know how much you loved Carolina and. How has it been being here, and how long were you shaken up about departing from Carolina?
Well, obviously, the human side of you, of course, is going to feel some type of way because you've been there all your life, You're trying to build the organization and build there. You've seen it from the bottom up to the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been in that. You had your hand in that. Yep. You helped mold that. And when you're not in it, dang, it just feels like a big, like gut punch. Like you help, like that's kind of your baby in a way, and the guys that you grew up with, you're not there no more. Of course there's gonna be that feeling. That's that human side of you. But at the same token, you gotta understand, was I growing there? Did God see me fit to stay there? He have other measures for me to go and expand and meet new people and help them out and grow in other places? Of course, and that's why, Washington Redskins was a perfect fit for me because of what all they brought to the table and what I was looking for.
Now, I got messages today. Josh Norman's like, make sure he's there. Don't duck me. So I'm here.
In the flesh.
Why'd you want to make sure I was here?
No, I'm just, why do I want to make sure you want to hear it? I like how you throwing that back at me, though.
Yeah.
You see that, huh?
Well, John, did it have something to do with Odell Beckham comments?
Man, it ain't had nothing to do with none of that. I just think that to know to understand the position to how, you guys was talking about me out here in the practice field getting beat up by a wide receiver on one-on-ones, and it's just one-on-ones in practice.
I wasn't making a big deal out of that.
I mean, it's just like, gosh, it's World War III. Like, oh man, bombs over Baghdad out here. Like,
I wasn't making a big deal out of that. I don't think that's fair to you that a dude like Deshaun Jackson puts one move on you in practice and it's all over the internet. That's not what I'm talking about.
So
what I'm talking about is the game against Odell, where it's like Josh Norman did a great job on him, and I give you credit. You're so competitive. I think you got into his head because he dropped what would have been a touchdown catch.
Okay. Let's talk about that.
But he did beat you on the play.
Let's talk about that drop, okay?
Yeah.
First off, I'm going to go back and clarify that because everybody thought we was a man, which is not true.
All right.
And clarify, it was not man.
Right.
It's cover 4. So in cover 4, I'm looking outside.
Quarters.
Of course,
yep.
quarter, half. That's how you play it. So quarter safety is going to be there. But at the same time, I'm not placing no blame on nobody for what they do. I'm looking back at the quarterback. I see him break. I look back, nobody there. I'm running to go and catch him. And I said some things, who knows what I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you on the field.
Okay.
But he ended up looking back and dropped the ball. But at the same time, that's on him. That's not on what I've done or anything like that. But at the same time, go back and watch film and see what coverage we're in. So for you to say that and say we was man on that play from everybody seeing that and how, he got beaten up, check it out. Watch the full thing. I look back, I'm running, speeding up, so it's not like we playing.
Can you play man on Odell? Listen, you're in the NFC East at that position. What you've been paid to do now is ridiculous when you consider the receivers in the division. Can you play man defense in this day and age with these rules and these receivers in your division?
Wow. Well, like I said, you probably have to go back and watch the film because that's what I've done when we played them last year. It's no different. I played the two guys in our division last year, Dez and Julio. So I mean, Dez and Odell, both of them. So, and I played a man. So it's like for me, try to figure out where's all this coming from.
Well, let me tell you where it's coming from. Let me answer that because we're running out of time. Let me answer that. You being paid the way that you are, with folks looking at the cornerback position, and you see a Richard Sherman, and you see a Patrick Peterson, and you see so many of these other guys, so many people trying to debate, and to some degree the players themselves playing that position, debating who's the best, who's not, responsibilities. But Darrelle Revis talked to us about getting up on a guy, bumping, playing bump and run, manning up and following your man, as opposed to somebody that's subjected to zone schemes and playing that way. The pressure is on you with this team, who's the reigning defending NFC East champions, to step up and buffer that secondary even more. Do you feel that pressure, and do you embrace it?
Pressure bursts pipes, and I don't have any. So, I feel pressure on myself? No. I'm not trying to come out here and prove that people are wrong. I'm trying to prove that I'm right. At the end of the day, I'm going to go out here and do what I do. Play a physical style football. In your face, smash mouth. That's what we do. End of the day, I don't really care about what other people say. That's their own opinions, man.
Right.
Like, for me, everybody look like, oh, how did he get here? I'm an enigma to people. I'm an enigma, and people don't understand that. So they trying to figure it out. And at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I got to do for my teammates, and we're going to be where we're going to be at after all said and done, because...
Well, last question, where you going to be at?
Don't care.
Last question, where you going to be at?
Well, shoot, man, we out here working, trying to get a ring. That's what we out here for. If you ain't out here doing that, then you failing.
You just played with a team that went to the Super Bowl. You trying to say this team could go to the Super Bowl?
I'm saying we working towards our goal. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. And so you know where I am on you. I admire your competitiveness. I think it makes you an excellent player. But I don't think it's possible in this day and age to man cover the elite receivers. Not even a knock on you. Even anybody is going to man cover unless it's Deion Sanders, these elite receivers.
So if they don't catch 100 yards, if they don't have to go over 100 yards, then what that is?
That's a good job in terms of in terms of scheming.
What? Get out of here, man.
Josh, thank you so much for being with us. Good luck this season. Congrats on everything. Your new home. Hope everything goes well. When we come back, his teammate on defense there, I see him, D'Angelo Hall. Come on out. Up to the hot seat right now. More from Redskins camp. Stay here.
What's up, brother?
Oh, Stephen A. Like, love, or hate Jay Cutler's response?
I like it. I respect it from the standpoint that he didn't want to get into the muck and mire of it all. So I can understand that. But I also think I like it because he showed some wisdom. What could he say? Let me be very, very clear. Jay Cutler's the worst quarterback in football. I want to be very, very clear about that. The worst. Let me explain. The worst. Because I'm not talking about his talent. I know he's got arm strength. I know he's got athletic ability. I know that he's tough. Last time I checked, people out there, I watched Mike and Mike this morning with Ryan Russillo and Mike Golick. I've listened to people on talk radio. I hear all of these folks in Chicago and beyond bloviating about Jay Cutler. They know he has some hiccups. Nobody's lying about him. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not casting aspersions on anybody, but they keep talking about his abilities. But when we sit back and we judge quarterbacks, what do we always talk about? We talk about intangibles. We talk about leadership. Where the hell is Jay Cutler's intangibles? Where the hell is his leadership? He is a quarterback. There is no quarterback in the NFL devoid of more leadership qualities than Jay Cutler. He walks around looking depressed all the time. The only time I've ever seen him smile is when he was signing a contract, as if he was laughing at the organization in the city of Chicago and a collection of fools all over the United States of America who actually believed he deserved half the damn money he got. He stinks, and that's the bottom line. And he stinks because he has no leadership ability. He does not inspire. He does not galvanize. He does not bring people together. And this is how you need to know this. The new offensive coordinator, I think it's Logains or Loggins, or how you pronounce it, it's G-A-I-N-S, so I'm going to say Logains. He's the new offensive coordinator that succeeded Adam Gase, who's now the head coach for the Miami Dolphins because of the job he did with Jay Cutler. Now, let's think about the job he did with Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, did he have 40 touchdowns? No. He threw 21 touchdowns. He threw 11 interceptions. He had a QBR of 60, and you got people acting like let's throw a parade for his sorry behind. He stinks, okay? And the bottom line is this. Not only is that a reality where They're sitting there and they're bloviating about Jay Cutler. But let's be clear. What you're doing is that offensive coordinator, Low Gaines, that is there now, the #1 reason he got the job is because of his relationship with Jay Cutler. You know why his relationship with Jay Cutler is such a big, big issue? Because people usually don't have a relationship with him. The players he plays with, the players he throws to, the players he hands off the football to, nobody but Brandon Marshall speaks up for him, which is why Brandon Marshall no longer has credibility when he has something to say about quarterback. Because the fact that he would come front and center and speak on behalf of Jay Cutler immediately strips him of any credibility he has. We're talking about any quarterback whatsoever. My man Chris Carter, my former colleague here at ESPN, used to say Blaine Gabbert stinks. Well, he's saying that about Blaine Gabbert's ability. I'm not talking about Jay Cutler's ability. I'm talking about his lack of leadership. I'm talking about his selfishness. I'm talking about how distant he is. And I understand that there'll be people out there saying, I know it's type 2 diabetes or whatever it is. The way I look at it, we live in an advanced society where there's medicine everywhere to help you out. I think it goes a bit deeper for Jay Cutler than just that. I think he's who he is. He's always been that way, and he's laughing all the way to the bank with his family. He stinks. He doesn't need to be anybody's starting quarterback, and it's a damn shame that he's actually a topic on this show because Jay Cutler stinks, period.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a shame after that he's a topic on the show.
Good,
I want to talk about Jay Cutler every day. You're wrong that he's the worst quarterback in the NFL. Look, you just said his QBR. I give you a whole list of guys with worse QBRs than Jay Cutler. Okay, that is true.
Intangible.
We had Mike Tomlin on the show yesterday, and from the first word anyone has ever heard Mike Tomlin utter, you go, man, if I was a player, I would run through a brick wall for that guy. And with Cutler, you're like, man, if I was in a huddle, he couldn't inspire me to walk out of the huddle. Like, I get that. That's why that kind of component of his personality and the fact that he quit in the NFC Championship game, that undermines his value. Obviously, it lowers it from solid middle-of-the-pack kind of NFL quarterback, maybe even high average. It's a very competitive position, but he's a talented guy, to below average. He's a below average quarterback because of everything you just mentioned. But let's not pretend he's the worst. Like, I don't care how uninspiring he is. He's better than Nick Foles. I know Foles had a very good season under Chip Kelly, but if you watched Foles last year, you know Jay Cutler's better quarterback than Nick Foles. I want to talk about what he said directly because he was criticized, and Bennett said he's the worst quarterback in the league. I loved everything Cutler said about it, except for one thing. Because he took the high road. I loved it, except for one thing. He said, all receivers always think they're always open. That was good. I'm like, okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. Mm-hmm. Maybe Tom Brady will have a better time connecting with him next year. And I thought, Jay, that's the dumbest thing you could say. You had me with you because let me tell you something. Tom Brady will certainly have better success connecting with him.
That's why I don't think it matters.
Because he's the best quarterback who ever lived, and you're running a 2 tight end set with Gronkowski. Of course. So, like, why would you set yourself up where in order to disprove that you're the worst, Tom Brady can't find the guy now?
Hey, but do we even care if he's the worst or not? Because we know he's not the best. Right? But what we do know is that when you say something like this about a former quarterback, it's not about him being able to play or not. Because if you like a dude, you'll say something good about him, or you won't say anything at all. So it's more about the way he relates to his team, he talks to his teammates. I played with somebody who was with the Steelers, went to the Bears, and then came back to the Steelers. And so, you know, the question for me, because I'm nosy, hey, how's Jay Cutler? I can't tell you because in 2 years, we never had a conversation.
Wow.
This is a man that played offense, that he had to throw to, that had to block for him, and he never had a conversation with him. And so if you look at what he says, it's about what I think Jay Cutler would say anyway. He really didn't get into it. It really wasn't inspiring. It really wasn't anything that we should be talking about the exact words because that's his life. Well, that's the way he acts on the sideline. That's the way he does his interview. I didn't expect him to combat it. And even if he said the thing about Tom Brady, I don't think that brings scrutiny on him because we expect Tom Brady to find him anyway.
Well, I'll tell you where the scrutiny comes with the Tom Brady mention. Maybe. The word maybe. What do you mean maybe? Tom Brady on crutches could throw better than Jay Cutler.
Well, his arm still works, though.
Tom Brady muted. Tom Brady could have a bad case of severe laryngitis and be more of a leader than Jay Cutler. We are talking intangibles. We are not talking athletic ability. We're talking intangibles. A willingness to go out there, ingratiate yourself with the people you need in order to be successful and be a leader from that quarterback position. People who come to the defense of Jay Cutler, make up your mind how you feel about the requirements. And by the way, if you remember, First Take was supposed to be in Chicago on Monday. I don't know this. I haven't heard anything. This is my personal belief. Has nothing to do with ESPN. I believe that the Chicago Bears said no way in hell is First Take coming to Chicago, because if Stephen A. is in the same vicinity as Jay Cutler, who knows what Jay Cutler might try to do to him, because I tell him to his face, he stinks because he's not a leader. He doesn't lead and galvanize troops. And on the NFL level at the quarterback position, that is exactly what you need in order to be successful. He is stealing money from the Chicago Bears. Stealing money. He should be arrested for theft.
All right, let's leave it there. You know who did welcome us? Richmond, Virginia, the Washington Redskins. Their signal caller. There he is over there, Kirk Cousins. Come on out, Kirk. He led his team to NFC East Championship status.
Now, I don't feel that way about him.
He will be with us next.
Okay.
He's probably going to run after that.
See you, bro.
More First Take after the break.
You should know you let it in.